Line breaker on 9. This is a rubber duck. You got a copy of a pig pen? Come on. Welcome back. Classic Car Revival. Episode everybody's been waiting for. I'm calling this one the Vise Grip Garage Reject. Talked to him in Iola, showed him pictures. Said email me, I'm interested. Never heard back from him, so I take it he doesn't want it. It's a 75 GMC 6000. It's a big truck. It's actually in really nice shape. It does have a little bit of cancer down here on each side of the fenders. The cab corners are nice. A little bit of bubbling. And it's stubby. I don't know what they used it for, but yeah, it's so short it won't fit an 8-foot box on it. So my plan is I'm gonna lengthen it. I got a dually box for it and make a big truck out of it. Just a big driver, big toy. But my plan with this is, since it should have went to Vise Grip Garage, I am gonna drive this from Black Duck, where it's at right now, 191 miles to our house. We'll just say 200. And it's gonna be rough. It's been off the road since 2012. I got both fuel tanks leaked, so I got 6-gallon boat tank, which it's probably gonna, get 6 miles to the gallon, so I'll be running out 7 or 8 times on the way home. But I got the battery hooked up. I have not tried to start it yet. If it does start, if I don't have to monkey with it too much, I'm going to get it warmed up, make sure the thermostat opens. I'm going to dump the oil. I'm going to check the transmission, make sure it's full. Check the rear diff, grease everything. But yeah, it's. I've had it for a couple years. It's just been sitting up here. I did put license plates on it because it's getting home one way or the other. And I don't want to trailer it, so. But enough about that. Tonight I got proper number 12 triple distilled Irish whiskey, and it is finished in bourbon barrels, which the bourbon and those kind of barrels are the ones I like. Well, it's not corked. Hopefully it's not a repeat to the Silky. And I'm a little bummed out I don't have my glass with me, but I thought my mom had another one up here. She does. She has it hidden somewhere. So. It is rich and smooth. It's like it says right there. It's actually pretty good. It's right up there with that Red Lock and Jameson and Tully. I'd definitely drink this again. I decided to get the little jug just in case I didn't like it. Then I don't have to keep finding ways to get rid of it, give it away, whatever I got to do. But yeah, should we just hop in and crank on it, see if it starts? Might as well. I got about a half a gallon of gas in it, so. And yeah, look at it. The odometer says it's got 71,000 miles, and I kind of think that might be original by looking at the pedals, and like there is some wear in the seat, but it has been parked in the sun for a long time. Dash pad looks good. The doors look good. The headliner looks really good.
There isn't one.
Yeah. And it's got the small back window, which is kind of cool. Here's my ignition key. It's got a choke. I don't know if it works or not. Might have to give it some gas down the carburetor. Was it doing anything back there? Maybe it's not pulling fuel. I got my trusty step stool with me because, yeah, it's big and it's gonna be a rough ride, but I think it'll be worth it. Well, I guess I'll just take that off instead. That jug's empty. Way too much. Perfect. There's one of Vise Grip Garage's saying. Figured since it should have been his truck, I'll use one or two of them as I go. Apparently I like the gas. Well, it's got good oil pressure. Good. It's running. That was easy enough. I guess, like, subscribe. See you next time. Just kidding. No, I got a lot more work to do. I don't have any blinkers, nothing set up for taillights yet, but it's running. Ooh, might need an accelerator pump. We'll just let it run for a minute. Well, that was pretty easy. I guess it helps having good gas in it. And pulling fuel very well. Hopefully it's not a weak pump. I only got one part store up here. And find out. It sounds good. Got a little bit of an exhaust leak. Not too bad. Yeah, it's gonna be like riding one of them old buckboard wagons on the way home. You can just tell. We did. It was parked over there, and we drug it out. Me and my little brother. And yeah, just across that little bit, it was pretty bouncy. So. But I am worried about that. There's a little bit of fuel in this tank. It should have been enough. Maybe the pump is weak. I gotta find a pump. Getting rid of the mouse nest in the exhaust. maybe it was pulling air there. It runs. I guess if I gotta find a fuel pump for it, I will. Well, that was entirely way too easy. Maybe I should go find something in the back to try to start up also. Because I think there's a 58 or 59 Apache back there that has definitely been off the road since mid-90s. Well, did I mention it's a 5-speed? Instead of normal 4-speed with the 2-speed rear end? So it's actually a 10-speed? Which I'm hoping it goes into high gear. Still got good oil pressure. Temperature hasn't came up yet, but hey, I'll let it run a little longer, get it up to temp, and then we'll show you guys how to properly burn yourself when you change the oil. Well, I ran to the parts store. They didn't have the pump I needed, fuel pump, so I bought a electronic one of 5 to 7 psi, which is more than enough for this thing. But I was laying down here thinking about taking a nap, and then I realized I should probably drain the oil. I did just have it running again, so it's nice and hot. The biggest thing when you're changing oil, just especially if it's hot, about the time the plug's going to come all the way out is about the time you're going to get burned, so just make it as quick as possible. And if you have to, just drop the plug in your pan and look out. But my first job after I turned 18, I was a oil change technician at Valvoline. So I learned real quick how to get out of the way of hot oil. Yeah, you got me. It is hot. It's awfully thin too. I bet I gained 10 pounds of oil pressure just by changing out the oil. Yeah, it's thin. Might have some gas in it. I'm not gonna lick it, but yeah, it's thin. And then when you go and change your filter, just make sure the O-ring on the filter, or the flat face ring, whatever they're called, the gasket, doesn't stick to the block. So if you double gasket them, it'll run for a while. As soon as you get up to, 55 miles an hour, that's about the time it builds enough pressure and blows through the double gasket, and then you lose all your oil within about 10 seconds, and then you wreck your engine. And that actually didn't take very long to drain all the oil out of it, so yeah, it was pretty thin. But I got some Rotella diesel oil. I went with that because it was free. So we misordered and they let me take it home, so yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find a filter wrench. My parents aren't here. My dad knows where everything's at, and I know where nothing's at, so it'll probably take me 2 days to find a filter wrench, but after I do, I'll come back and pop that filter out. So after your oil's done draining, just take a look at your gasket on your plug. Make sure it's not all cracked up and about ready to blow apart. That'll cause a leak too. I got the oil filter off. I couldn't find a wrench, so I used the next best thing. And these actually, use what you got. But yeah, I'm gonna throw the plug back in, tighten it up. 17 pound-feet. Or blue torque it. It means tighten it till your face turns blue. Just don't over tighten it. Last thing you want to do is strip out your oil pan. Glad I got this yoga mat. Found that in the garage. My dad must do yoga. Being 60, he's 67? 67, he's in pretty good shape. Take a little bit of oil or grease or whatever you got. Just lube up your gasket here. Because then next time you go change your oil, it'll spin right off nice. And when I started doing this, they always told me, don't ever use a strap or a oil filter wrench to tighten your filters up, because you can damage your filter. So just get them snug and you give them a quarter turn. That's all you need. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to dump some oil in. Hopefully I got a little more oil pressure. It was good. It was 30 pounds. And having the gas oil that came out of it, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, 1030. Heavy duty diesel engine oil. And it still has the old air bath oil filter in it, or air filter. I did buy some spark plugs. Might change them out, or might see if it makes it home the way it is. It's the biggest funnel I could find. Well, that's not going to stay in there. Well, I'll probably just end up dumping half this on the manifold and have to smell it halfway home, and I have to carry a fire extinguisher with me because I'm worried about burning the truck down. When I did have it running, it got up to, it was consistently at like 180 degrees, so I'm not going to worry about the thermostat. So the plan is spend the night here. Tomorrow we're going to leave early, stop at a big meat market in Grand Rapids that I absolutely love going to. They have like, I want to say like 400 different style brats. We've gotten everything from blueberry brats to prime rib brats and what else? Philly cheesesteak brats and
Bloody Mary brats.
Yeah, Bloody Mary brats. Those are absolutely fabulous.
They have a PB&J brat.
Yeah, I won't try that. But my mouth is watering just thinking about it. And brisket. Best priced brisket I've found. So I'll go there, I'll buy a 10-pound brisket, and then, I'll do the whole smoke thing, put it on there for 15 hours or however long it takes. Hour per pound. But yeah. Fabulous little meat market. S&S Meats, I believe. Yeah, so if you're ever going through Grand Rapids, stop
Minnesota.
at S&S Meats. Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Don't get confused with Grand Rapids, Michigan. I didn't check to see how many quarts this holds, so I just dumped in 4. See if it's on the dipstick yet. It probably should hold about 5. Typical Chevy, hold about 5, I think. Well, it says add 1 quart, so give it a little extra since the filter is dry still. So go 1 quart and 3/4. If it's a little over full, it'll be fine. It leaks anyway, so it'll eat it. We'll see what happens. I didn't spill much last time. Can I go 2 for 2? Look at that. Pro. I don't know why I grabbed the littlest funnel he had in there. It's probably because it was the cleanest. Nope. Spilled when I stopped, not when I started. Yeah. I went a little overboard, but it'll burn off. So yeah, I might, after this, I might just clean up my mess and take it for a drive. See if, well, at least to the end of the driveway and back. See what happens. First drive, at least 10 years. Look at that, this is a turbo model. Oh, she's gonna be a rough ride home. Look into why it seems like it might not be it might be stuck in low range. That's 4th gear and I'm doing 20. Woo! It'll do. I'll get it home. I wonder if that 2-speed is just messed up because it's pulling amps when I flip it in, so. Oh yeah, 200 miles in this baby. I'm gonna have to take an ice bath. It's even got moss growing on it. I've never done anything with these 2-speeds. I'm hoping I can just pop this cover off and look in there and see if there's a way to get it in the high and just leave it there. Unless it isn't high. If that's the case, this thing is really low geared and it's going to take a long time to drive 200 miles, especially at 40 miles an hour. Yeah. Luckily I don't have to run down the freeway too far. So we'll see what this looks like. It might just be completely seized up. I miss one? Nope. Oh yeah. That's not gonna work. So for high, that must just go down. Should probably clean that out, get some lube in there. Yeah, it would be nice to have high. This must just be a spin motor. That's what it looks like, and it just spins it down and goes from high to low. So I might have to figure out how to spin that. Yeah, I get some brake clean and WD-40. See if I can't get it to work. Wish me luck. Well, let's see if I got it in the high range.
road in some years. Coming into Black Duck for what will be the first of very many fuel stops along our 200-mile journey. We have made it 5 miles, so that's progress.
Filming me? It's actually doing pretty good. The first 30 miles, I had it with the rear end in low range. I thought I had it in high. Stopped for gas, and I said, well, this can't be high range, so it's all seized up in there, so I smacked it over the extension in a socket. But it got 8 miles to the gallon the first, 30 miles. But we're still a long way from home. 130 miles, I think. Yeah, it's riding rough, and rear diff is leaking, but no engine oil leaks. Transmission's not leaking. I don't know. Derek does a hell of a job. It's not easy, so. And he's doing 700 miles. This is only 200. My hat is off to him for doing this, because I can't imagine doing it all the time. I think he did that Model A or Model T or whatever, and 700 miles. But yeah, I'm able to get about 58 miles an hour out of it. So yeah, I'll be home probably midnight. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here. Alright, I'll check in next pit stop.
Coming into Grand Rapids, we have about 85 miles left, but we will stop here to fill up and to go to the meat market. S&S Meats.
Hopefully 1 quart's enough.
Miles till the next gas station. It's been averaging 10 miles to the gallon now that it's in highway mode. So, wish us luck. Here she comes. Pulling into the driveway. Oh. Going by, apparently.
Chiropractor's gonna love me tomorrow. Man. The truck did fantastic. Horrible ride. Almost 200 miles. I think we stopped 8 times for fuel. Because, yeah, had 5 gallons a hit. You don't get very far. But it was getting between 9 and 10 miles to a gallon the whole way. And the rear diff decided to keep leaking. But a little bit of rust proofing on the frame. But no, this will get a pickup box on it and be a big pickup. Probably end up selling it. All in all, it was a good episode. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Make the plan, work the plan, even if it kills your back. Have a good night.